20, oh no wait, 19, like, yeah, 19 on to 23, I had some really intense eating disorder problems. And I know the world right now, with the society's stereotypes, expectations, and pressure and demand for beauty and for, what it means to be healthy can lead you to an unhealthy lifestyle, trying to accomplish those crazy goals and expectations of society. So this video is for those people that are struggling. I know that it affects a lot children and teenage girls. When we judge them, when we criticize them, when we're constantly bringing comments about the weight, about how we look, and constantly wanting, judging, just the criticism and judging that creates so much just trauma mentally and leaves people unworthy and not liking their own bodies or themselves because they're not being approved or accepted as they are. So it's a huge issue, and it's a huge we need to get a handle of this. And if you do know people and you want to share this video so that they can have the tools in order to overcome, as I did before. I know it's not easy. It's one of the hardest things to do, which is have a healthy relationship with food, with your body, with your mind, with who you are. A healthy relationship with just society, and allowing and learning how to have those boundaries with yourself, with your own thoughts. They are either constructive or self-destructive, and at the end we want to find the love and the peace to actually love and accept ourselves fully, completely as we are, and not let anybody else dictate the way we should be living or looking, or there shouldn't be any pressure at all. I know there is I know through Hollywood all people talk about how unhealthy it is, the expectations of having the perfect body, blah blah blah. It's not healthy. It's not healthy to try to look like people on the TV and movies or magazines. It's unreal. Like, it's not really the expectation. I know I'm pretty, but I had so much trouble and a struggle. I had anemia and anorexia and bulimia, both. I would not eat, and if I would eat, then I would puke. And that was a cycle for a long time because I could not have the self-control and discipline to be mindful of my actions. And I was mindful, and I was kind of possessed. I felt like I could not control myself, and I would just witness myself doing things I did not want, and I would cry even doing them because I knew I was like destroying myself, and eventually things lead to other issues. And we really want to take a handle on this relationship with ourselves and with food. And there's so many addictions. We get addicted to sugar, we get addicted to salts, to processed foods. They have so many chemicals that make you addicted to it, so you crave it even more. And eventually you just lose yourself in food, and you're not yourself. You are a pattern. You are a habit of eating, a habit of, you become something that is not healthy. And how do you get yourself back in the track when that happens? So for once, what I did was to be mindful and forgiving of my actions, and how it was okay. It's okay that I was struggling. I would not deny my struggles and my issues. I will be very humble and cry about it and tell myself it's okay. Like, I relapsed, I collapsed, I did it again, but I'm gonna start fresh. I'm gonna start fresh from this time. No, I'm not gonna wait until the morning to decide to start fresh. No, right now, at this moment, at this time, I'm gonna start again from zero, and we start again. And I will start with a clock of, just counting the minutes. Like, it used to be very struggling, like literally, to not do the self-harming I was doing to myself. It took some time, and I was very, very, very it was a challenge, but it's possible. And it was great because it's baby steps. Like, you don't really need to make those huge jumps, you know. Like, all I did was take away all the triggers. And if I feel like I needed to bench, I will bench on fruit, I will bench on salads, I will bench on carrots, I will bench on things that would not make me feel guilty, because that's like the number one thing that, you know, like, I guess the self-esteem and guilt is the number one that really leads you to all this. And just not having that relationship with food. We don't get educated on the nutrients that we need. We don't get educated in how to have a healthy lifestyle. And we do get educated with all society of how to have expectations and all these programmings that are not real. They are not healthy. So for once and for all, release expectations. If you're jiggly, if you're fat, if you are skinny, whatever size you are, like, you have to fully embody and acknowledge those parts of your body and love those parts of your body, and like switch it around. Whatever thought of self-judgment or criticism, switch it around. Make yourself feel worth it, valued, loved, sexy, all these good feelings, you know, that just make you want to like accept yourself and love yourself more. And yeah, it's wonderful to do that. I remember having the opportunity to, like, I remember I was like 165 pounds, and I would literally like be face up laying down, and I would like literally choke myself because I could not breathe. Like, my breath was so big I could not even breathe. And regardless, and then I will punish myself for working out, and that's also another way. It's another way. So working out is good. Everything in balance is great. Healthy, you know, healthy. All in moderation. But the tool and the tip number, like, most important is just like releasing all judgment. And as soon as a thought comes in that is negative towards yourself, you have to ignore the shit out of it. You have to like fucking ignore your negativity towards yourself. Like, why would you punish yourself to begin with, even mentally? Like, you are so worth it of being healthy and alive and divine and happy. And as I remember, like, I will cry wanting to scream to the world for help, and I would not do it, and I would just be hiding my addiction and my struggles and my pain. And, you know, I will definitely try to encourage others to find motivation, and that's how I found a way also out, by being a vessel of healing, you know, a healing that I was not getting, but I was doing it. And as I was getting it, I was sharing it. So it helped many, and it helped myself. And so starting fresh at any moment, at any time, and having a conscious relationship with food, having choices that are not a trigger for eating disorders, you know, and getting to know your body, your needs, and your activities, getting to know what it is that fulfills your soul and your mind and your consciousness and makes you happy. Food and a relationship with food shouldn't have to be a struggle, and I know I struggled with it for a while, but I found after that, it really found nothing is a trigger anymore. I can eat anything I want, anything. I don't have to overdo it. I don't have to stuff my mouth like I used to. Like, no, I can have a bite and be so freaking happy because I enjoyed that bite and it was exactly what I needed, and that's about it. It's like self-control, and that self-control begins with your mind. If you are unable to control your own thoughts, because your thoughts lead to actions, action leads to you so much, your destiny. So starting fresh and starting with your own thoughts and being mindful, and as soon as the negativity starts, release it, crush it, ignore it, change it around, think of something to like focus on. Don't bring your attention to other things you don't want, but replace it with things that you do want. Because either way, it's gonna be an empty slot. If you are gonna release a bunch of negativity and energy, then you have to replace it with something that's gonna just take over the timing that you used to spend self-sabotaging your own health. So what are going to be those habits that you're going to create for yourself in order to be healthy and happy and in your fullest potential? What is going to be that? What makes you feel joyful? What makes you feel happy? What makes you feel like, what can distract you for the time being to create new patterns and behaviors in your life? And it can be really anything. It can be reading books. It can be distracting yourself with funny stuff, anything that it is. Just know that it's going to create a habit. So that habit is going to become the replacement that you want to eventually develop for the future. So you're going to be creating the foundation for your future and your life, and it begins now. It begins how you're eating. It begins with how you're being grateful for what you have, for your body, for your health. And if you don't have health, if you don't have the courage, if you're we have the opportunity, we have free will, and we are all capable of being empowered and being healthy, and it takes the same amount of energy to dig a hole and to get yourself out of that hole. So it's really up to you. If you want to have a co-creation, empower and be accountable for the life that you manifested, or you want to continue feeling pity for yourself, feeling a victim of whatever issues and traumas you already had that led to you creating those patterns and behaviors. Regardless, it's you. You can't blame anyone. You can't blame no one for the life that you're having. So really, at the end, it's up to you. It's so up to you. Up to you, up to you. It's really up to you. And you have to, for yourself, for your love, for your life, to get yourself healthy and alive and empowered, and to really be conscious and to start doing those things that actually make you happy, instead of wasting all your time struggling and pain and suffering. And it takes a freaking long time if you are on your own, it takes there is shortcuts to heal, there is shortcuts to being empowered, there is life hacks that you can do in order to let go and release and be able to navigate life struggles. It doesn't have to be as painful and as suffering as life really wants you to be. It really doesn't have to be that way. There is life hacks, and I will definitely share more about the life hacks that I have used, but mostly for me it's been music. It's been loading my subconscious with affirmations, loading my subconscious with actual healthy people that I inspire to be. Things like that, just things like that. Just literally try to replace my own thinking when it was not healthy until I became healthy. And your mind and your subconscious don't have any other option than to recreate and manifest the life that you are feeding it. So that's why it's so important to be really mindful of all the feedback you're putting into yourself, your consciousness, your mind, your body, your hearing, your sight, your senses. All of it affects. And we're very incredible beings. We're very susceptible. We're very sensitive. We're very empathetic. Life out there try to make us robots, but it's impossible. We are human beings that feel a lot. And there is so many stresses and traumas, and if you are unable to cope with those stresses, then you start developing habits that are not healthy for you. So it's really important that we learn how to breathe, how to be mindful, and how to make choices that actually serves our highest good and our potential and helps or integrate, you know, all those parts of our past that we have been trying to hide or negate or hide. Did I say that already? Sorry. All those things of our past, at the end of the day, they need to be integrated with your present moments. You can't run away from it. You can't try to pretend it wasn't there when it actually did happen. Like, it's a part of yourself. It's a part of an experience that made you who you are regardless, and you gotta use that as your empowerment, as your ally, because it gave you the understanding of what to do and what not to do. So simple, super simple. Now you know what not to do. Okay, we learn our mistakes, now we can move forward, and it's okay now. And even if you do not know where you're going, like, whoever knows where you're going? We're all constantly living in the unknown. We literally freaking don't know. We don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. We don't know where the future is gonna lead. And what we do know is that we have to stay present and live the life as we're having it, and be grateful for the opportunity to wake up every morning. Like, in itself, we have so much to celebrate, so much to be grateful for, so much to be appreciated for. And you can't be, I want to say, like a spoiled brat, you know, because we've been given so many opportunities. Like, we're not living in a third world country. Like, I know I'm not, and I used to, and I know the struggle, and I know the pain and suffering, and like the surviving. It's a lot. Like, people are not living, people are surviving. And the whole point of these videos that I'm doing is to help you feel empowered to live the life of your dreams, because you can. And to live the life of your dreams, you have to cope with all of your past, all of your unhealthy patterns and behaviors that are not serving you but self-sabotaging your potential. So it's important to really be mindful. It's really easy, and this goes not just for eating disorders, for any types of drugs, any types of alcoholism, any types of depression, anxiety. All these things are just part of yourself trying to guide you into becoming better. Is this teeny nail or needle like poking you to freaking wake up and to take accountability and action towards your life? You know, not to be a victim of the life that it's around us, but to co-create the life, because this is our life. This is our life. This is your life. This is your body. This is your mind. This is your heart. And that is worth to fight for. That is worth to live for. That is worth to be...
Continue on US 12 West.
To be empowered by. So... thanks for listening. If I come up with more things to share about this, I'll just like put video number 2. And yes, I hope that you like this video. And if you have more questions, I will definitely love to answer them and make more videos about things that can help us all to be empowered and healthy and happy and just in our highest, divine, beautiful, empowered selves, because we can. And I already been pushed beyond my limits. I've been already been gullible and manipulated and all this kind of stuff. You know, when you don't have your self-knowledge and empowerment, anyone else can just take you all over the place, emotionally, mentally, energetically. So once you go through that process, you know, it's just so much easier to know your boundaries and what you allow and what you don't allow. So the sooner you know what you deserve and how you deserve to be treated, and not just by other people, because other people is just the reflection of how you're treating yourself. So if you're not treating yourself the way that you wish other people were treating you, you know the answer. It's because you're not giving yourself the hear and the listen and the respect, the love, the caring that you should be giving yourself. And it starts with your mind, it starts with your thoughts, it starts with your words, it starts with that self-talk, it starts with being mindful. That's it. Just being mindful, just staying mindful, and things are gonna start shifting. I've seen life shifting for others, I've seen life shifting for me, and I know it's possible. And I know that everybody has the power and the strength and courage to overcome anything. you name it, anything. I've seen people with cancer. I've seen people struggling beyond I can ever imagine, and they overcome it because they want to overcome it. It takes only a thought. It takes only the courage. It takes only the desire. It takes only the will. Life is just waiting for you to choose and to like be ready and to like choose. But until you don't choose, then life is gonna continue just giving you where you're comfortable at and where you're at. But it takes courage. It takes courage to live the life of your dreams. It takes courage to overcome obstacles. It takes courage to stand up for yourself. It takes courage to stand up for your health, your love, your family, what you really care for. It takes freaking courage. So keep the courage going, because life is gonna stick around and it's not gonna be easy, and you're gonna need the courage regardless. So the better you start managing and developing and nourishing that resilience and that empowerment, the easier life is gonna get. Just so much easier. I promise you, you're gonna fucking love it. I promise you. Have a beautiful day. Bye.